across Trinidad and Tobago, as the sun sets and the first dayas flicker to life, a sacred energy fills the air. This is not just light, it's a prayer, a call to the Divine Mother, Mahalakshmi, goddess of light and prosperity. Welcome to Calypso to Zess, part one of the most loved deities of Diwali in Trinidad and Tobago. Tonight, we begin where light itself was born, with Mahalakshmi, the goddess of prosperity. She is the heart of Diwali. In every home, her presence is invited with love, through cleanliness, through devotion, through the soft glow of a thousand flames. To welcome her, families wash, sweep, and decorate their homes. Every deya lit is a symbol that in the battle between light and darkness, good must always win. And every prayer whispered carries one wish, not just for riches, but for righteousness. Because the true wealth that Mahalakshmi brings lies not in gold, but in goodness. As thousands of deyas glow across Trinidad and Tobago, we call upon Mahalakshmi to bless our land with peace, progress, and love. May her light shine on every doorstep and her grace dwell in every heart. This Diwali, let your light be your offering. This is Calypso to Zess, celebrating the divine in our Caribbean way. Like, share, and follow for part two of the most loved deities of Diwali in Trinidad and Tobago. Before any light can be lit, one name must first be called: Lord Ganesha, remover of obstacles, bringer of clarity, the keeper of wisdom, the guardian who opens every door. Welcome to Calypso to Zess, part two of the most loved deities of Diwali in Trinidad and Tobago. Tonight we honor Lord Ganesha, the divine strength behind every new beginning. Across Trinidad and Tobago, his presence marks every new beginning, every prayer, every dream waiting to unfold. In our temples and in our homes, no puja begins without Ganesha's blessing. With his elephant head, symbol of wisdom, and his humble posture, he clears the path for Mahalakshmi's light to enter. He reminds us that progress comes not from rushing ahead, but from removing the obstacles within ourselves: doubt, fear, and pride. This Diwali, as deyas shine across our nation, we call upon Lord Ganesha to open our roads for peace, for progress, for purpose. Because before any lamp can burn bright, wisdom must first light the way. This is Calypso to Zess, celebrating the divine rhythm of Trinidad and Tobago. Follow, like, and share for part three, the story of Lord Rama and Sita and the return of light. Long before the first deya was lit, there was a journey of exile, courage, and love. Diwali is not just about deyas, it's about the light of Lord Rama's righteousness and Sita's faith. Welcome to Calypso to Zess, part three of the most loved deities of Diwali in Trinidad and Tobago. In every age there comes a moment when darkness rises too high, and only the light of righteousness can break through. This is the story of return, of a king, a queen, and a people who refuse to surrender their hope. Tonight we walk with Lord Rama and Sita, through exile, through victory, and into the light that still guides us today. When Rama and Sita returned home after years in exile and victory over Ravana, the people of Ayodhya lined their streets with flames to welcome them, the very first Diwali. And from India to Trinidad, that story of good conquering evil has traveled through generations, carried not just in books, but in our very way of life. Today, when we light our deyas, we remember that moment. Not just the victory of Rama, but the triumph of goodness in all of us. Because every flame we light in Trinidad and Tobago keeps the flame of virtue alive. This is Calypso to Zess, telling our stories, our faith, and our light. Join us next time for part four. Mother Kali and Lord Hanuman, power and protection. Even as deyas burn in peace, we remember the divine warriors, Mother Kali and Lord Hanuman, whose power guards the light. Welcome to Calypso to Zess, part four of the most loved deities of Diwali in Trinidad and Tobago. When the light of peace is threatened, when shadows grow too strong, the divine calls upon its warriors. Tonight we call upon Mother Kali and Lord Hanuman, the divine guardians of our light, protectors of truth, destroyers of fear, the flame of courage burning through the darkness. In the balance of Diwali, they are the fire behind the flame, the protectors of what's sacred. Across Trinidad and Tobago, while we honor light and prosperity, some also call on strength, the kind that fights the darkness within. Mother Kali, fierce and loving, destroys evil not to punish, but to protect. And Lord Hanuman, the loyal warrior of Rama, reminds us that true power is born from devotion, humility, and courage. They remind us that Diwali is not only about beauty, but about bravery, the courage to defeat fear, greed, and ego, the darkness within, because even in the calmest light, strength must stand guard. This is Calypso to Zess, where culture meets courage. Thank you for joining us through the light of Diwali, from the grace of Lakshmi to the wisdom of Ganesha, the virtue of Rama and Sita, and now, the strength of Kali and Hanuman. May the light continue to burn long after Diwali ends.